Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
And I'm Office Bloke Max.
Here we are, three of us. Dave is missing.
He is.
NIA. Yeah, apparently he went away with his mate. Yevgeny Prozhizkin or whatever his name is. Went on a flight somewhere in Russia.
Yeah, have you heard anything back from him yet?
No, he's just said he's going away with his mate, and I guess I've not heard from him, so I'm guessing he's safe and well.
Must be just having a good time, and I suppose. Yeah. And, fair enough.
He said he was taking the wine on board the plane. He had a private jet and all that kind of stuff, and he was in charge of the wine. So
very nice.
Last I heard.
Lovely.
I'm assuming he's
I
having
haven't checked the news in a while.
No, me neither. But I assume he's having a great time.
Yeah, he'll be back next week, I'm sure, won't we?
Sure, yeah.
Can't see there being any problem with that.
No. Anyway, let me get this back to the beginning first before we dip into it. This is something Texas doesn't have time for unemployed behaviour.
What's that?
Decoy voice. Quite like this channel as well.
Yeah.
So like very neutral, sort of like in his mind, the way he tells it, he's gives it the way he is, the way it is.
Yeah, I've done one or two of his, haven't we? He's been pretty good actually.
I like it. But Texas doesn't have time for unemployed behaviour. Again,
right,
jumping ahead. I don't know what Dave's messing with the.
He's doing it remotely, isn't he? He must be. Yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
In Fort Worth, Texas, a group of protesters clashed with a group of Antifa counter-protesters outside a drag brunch at Fort Brewery and Pizza, where this group of three dressed in full tactical gear and rifles approached the protesters.
What?
And one man carrying flags with a sidearm begins to spray the protesters.
Well.
Then another two individuals with rifles.
It's not even raining, is it?
It's like small little protest as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only like four of them
Not
there.
much.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Looks like 4 people, but or 5 people maybe. But the ones that have come, I'm guessing the Antifa guys are all like proper, like geared up, aren't they?
Yeah,
Someone's up
got
there,
a war.
aren't they? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Serious.
Rifles and tactical gear rush in, while the man that sprayed the protesters flees back to the safety of more masked and armed men. So I do want to point out that I am a fan of the First Amendment and your right to peacefully protest, but this is no longer a peaceful group. You can't peacefully OC spray a group of people waving signs while both you and your group carrying Antifa flags is heavily armed. Because what happens when Antifa sprays one of the protesters? The protester swings on Antifa in return, then Antifa starts pointing their rifles at them, then a protester grabs their barrel, and now we have a fully armed cosplay conflict? And it's only because that's their strategy of forced victimhood. Kick the dog until they bite back, then go cry on the internet on how dangerous the dog is. But good thing this incident occurred in Fort Worth, Texas, where the police weren't just going to let him get away with it.
He's right here. Hey, bud, you come with me real quick? No. Yeah. He's gonna come with us. He's right here. That's it. Hey, you need to come with us, bud. I'm not doing anything. We're gonna go get him. Get away. Stop falling. Hey, you take off running, you're gonna get charged with that.
And yes, that is someone decked out in full tactical gear with cat ears.
I know, I was just going to say. I was going to say last night. My grandson's got a helmet, like a Batman helmet, on his like little bike that he wears. It's got like the ears like that.
The Batman thing, yeah, you're right.
I don't know. It's like, you see, just dressed the way they are.
It's bizarre.
Very intimidating, isn't it?
Really
like
weird.
Full black face, with a hood over his head, sort of thing.
It's spot on the way he described it earlier on, though, saying the wind people up to get a reaction, and then they sort, that's what they want, isn't it? They want a reaction off them, don't they?
Don't like the away days though so much, do they? When someone starts on them.
No,
exactly. Yeah.
Reach for that gun. You will get shot. Reach for that gun. Help! 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 Help!
As the arrest is going down, this medic comes barreling in.
He's asking for help in this case.
No, fine. We can take care of it later. Back up.
What does he need a medic
Back
for?
up.
What does he need a medic for? What does he need a medic for?
Back up.
He's calling for a medic. What does he need a medic for? What does he need a medic for?
And it
Fucking straight. Just give it a straight, right? Yeah. Right? That's what she needed there. She'd need a medic for busted nose, like wham, bam, right?
It just inflames the situation, doesn't it? People like that, when it's things going down like that, it just winds you right up, doesn't it?
just do something else with your time.
I mean,
Be creative.
I mean, the guy who was arrested for spraying to someone's face, wasn't he? I think that's basically what it's for.
Yeah.
So,
But if they're going out like that, dressed and I'm fully armed, like combat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Police are doing all right
weird
here, though.
that they're in like a tack vest and that, and then just like jeans.
I know. Yeah, I know.
At least go for it. Go full in. But like,
a guy drove past me on like one of them electric bikes the other day, but in full gear, like the full black hood over his face, like that, yeah. And just me and Aiden, I was in the car, and Aiden, we just both burst out laughing, and just went knob. Aiden's like, should have run him over. I'm like, okay, he wasn't doing anything.
He's just been a knob.
Yeah.
Is arrested herself, which goes to show you may be able to get away with this aggressive behavior towards protesters and police in soft on crime areas, but Fort Worth, Texas definitely doesn't tolerate your unemployed behaviors, as a Fort Worth Star-Telegram reported on the protests, because after the protesters were sprayed, Fort Worth PD made 3 arrests. And the Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club attempted to raise money for their bail, but looking at their post on Twitter pleading for donations,
what's it called? Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club.
Yeah.
it fits, doesn't it? It suits exactly what you think they are.
It's not exactly snappy, is it? Well,
victims. See that? Please help us raise funds for the victims.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the problem, though. You do get people raising funds for this kind of behaviour.
Yeah. I wonder what the other people were protesting about in the first
Didn't
place.
say,
So
did
that's
it?
the only thing I don't know about. So
Yeah. Didn't say. We just told him. There was only 5 of them.
yeah.
And on max.
Yeah. You can do it, don't you?
the post got nearly 500,000 views, but less than 2,000 likes, where most of the replies were making fun of the arrested people, calling them liars on how they framed the fundraiser, and straight up laughing at them. And even if an unrealistic 10% of the people that liked the post just donated $5 each, they don't even come close to the amount of cash they need to bail them out, which really goes to show how little public support there is for this movement. This isn't like the Summer of Love, where the organizations got millions of dollars of donations and rioters got Democrat politicians publicly bailing them out of jail. This is a group of fringe activists and cat ears, claiming they don't have bad intentions, they just happen to be wearing masks and carrying firearms while demanding access to kids. I'm sorry, but not many people are going to jump on board with this one, because remember the protests in Los Angeles over the We Spa incident in Koreatown, where Antifa attacked several protesters? KTLA 5 reported on the fights after a reported trans person took out their male appendages in the woman's only section in front of kids. This resulted in a protest where 5 people were injured, only for ABC 7 to report shortly after that the person that disrobed in the woman's area got hit with 5 felony counts of indecent exposure and had been a registered offender since 2006, with incidents from 2002 and 2003, and ABC finding 40 cases under his name for the last 3 decades. So this Antifa group got so caught up in protecting the movement the internet convinced them is the right thing to do, they actually began stabbing people just because the residents wanted to protect kids from a convicted predator. And let's run that back. A convicted predator is caught exposing themselves to kids. So Antifa stabs people to protect the predator. And this behavior isn't exclusive to the hyper-woke in America. This Reddit post from Australia is from a person that is proudly ripping down signs that list drag performers that have criminal records, but did so while walking around with their baby. And what a bizarre world we live in right now. You could still be pro-drag performers, let consenting adults do whatever makes them happy amongst other consenting adults. But this Redditor has a kid, and feels a need to not only protect, but boast about protecting the people that allegedly have histories of preying on kids, just like her kid. And the worst part is apparently 4,000 Redditors agreed with her actions, which makes me believe this is not a real movement. As pointed out in the reply on Twitter of the original video, the likelihood of a large group of unemployed-looking individuals in matching military kits with incredibly expensive firearms are somehow not being funded by an outside source? Because I'm looking at individuals with tens of thousands of dollars of gear and equipment, but somehow cry poverty when it comes to needing a few $100s to post bail? None of this adds up. And I don't think it's exclusive to the fringe left. I think we're witnessing the same thing with the so-called Patriot group seen in Boston, all wearing matching pseudo-military uniforms, conveniently covering their face, which is why I don't buy it. If I got arrested for keeping the country safe or protecting marginalized kids, I wouldn't want people talking about the heroic ski mask guy with an anime voice going viral. I'm not Spider-Man. I'd want you to see me. I'd want all the girls I meet to say, whoa, it's that hero that stood up to an evil system. The only way I see that not being the case is 1, you don't actually believe in the cause, you're just collecting a paycheck. 2, you were just recruited as a useful idiot and willingly do whatever you're told. Or 3, you think you're a kitty cat. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on what's really going on in the world, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then check out my video on how mob justice went a very different way over in Las Vegas.
Good.
Yeah, it's very good the way he explains that.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also one of them that believes, you go and protest if you've got something to say. Go ahead and say it. Just peacefully. Don't be a dick about it.
It's everyone's right, and it's a protest if they want to. Absolutely, no problem with that whatsoever.
This weekend's interesting in Manchester because we've got it's Gay Pride Week, but it's the big. I think it's the big event this weekend, isn't it? It's the festival this weekend. And have you ever been to Gay Pride?
I've been invited. I've not been.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. It really is. It's a fun packed day, let's say.
Yeah.
And it's really you see all sorts, but you also see the extremes.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And I'm like, don't bother me with your extremism the way you are. I'm here to enjoy myself, not to be pestered by you. Don't be a pest.
Yeah.
Right? But you also get the people that come that are anti-gay.
Really?
And
in big groups, or is it like?
Yeah.
Why would they though?
Because the dickheads.
Just
let them. You know what it is? It's in the gay village. Don't bother down there. I go in the gay village. I love it down there. It's absolutely fantastic. It's scenes you'd never see every day. But it's like, there are pests who pest you.
It's people with too much free time. And they've been told what to believe.
People are offended by it. They want to be offended, so they go there and get offended on purpose, sort of thing. And it's absolute joking. If you don't like that sort of, just stay away.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
simple.
But that's what I'm saying with these. The protesting the protesters and sticking up for the wrong sort of like groups, if you want.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of them think about what they're doing. That's why they get into a group and you think, this is great. They don't think about the reasons for it, about the rights and wrongs, or look into it deeply, which clearly on some of these cases they didn't actually know what they were protesting about.
That's what he said, just collecting a paycheck, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it.
Collecting a paycheck, going out, doing what they need to do, and then thanks, see ya.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, exactly what you say about the peaceful protesting. It's normally until someone breaks that line or toes the line of being like pepper spraying someone for no reason, then you can't really do anything because it's a protest. Like, either both ways you can protest no matter what. But those people who are so uneducated about it, like collecting a paycheck, they'll just go in and be like, right, let's stop them then, like push someone down or like hit them, and it just doesn't make any sense at all.
Apart from the stop oil people, then they can do one. But again, they're bothering you.
Yeah.
They're not protesting. They're interrupting.
Yeah.
They're causing disruption.
That's different again, isn't it? They're not protesting in a place. It's sort of disrupting everyone's sort of life, day-to-day life, get from A to B.
What'd be interesting in finding out in the comments is, when you get things like this, we've got stop oil people over here that's but they tend to stick to the southern areas where they know they can get away with it. Is there places in America where you think that wouldn't? I mean, the police did well.
Texas,
the police got on that and just I don't think so. I'm not having this.
But I think the north is probably more akin to Texas, isn't it? Whereas they don't seem to be protesting up here quite as much, do they?
No, you don't see them much up here. And you definitely won't see them in places like Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester, Leeds. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing it outside Ellen Road on a match day?
No.
Can you imagine that guy strapping himself to the goalpost at Ellen Road?
Yeah, good luck with that one then.
I think there'd be an invasion of the pitch.
Still be there now, put it that way.
Exactly. But it's even Liverpool as well. But you don't see them in you imagine them in Toxteth. Stop oil people.
It ain't going to happen.
And they never do it. They never do it in the middle of a council estate, do they, or anything like that? It's always like where the police can sort of like protect them if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the police don't go in some of these areas anyway because they can't protect. They can't protect themselves.
Exactly. There you go.
Like
the only protest I've seen in Manchester is maybe was it Sudan or something like that?
There was one for Palestine I've seen. I got caught up in that. I was coming out of a bar. I just walked out. And next thing, everyone started panicking. I was like, what's going on here? Next thing, I'm in the middle of a march. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm trying to cut across the street, but I just got in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, geez, and I'm looking up at that, and all I could see was like Palestine flags. But on the other way, coming the other way, was all Israel flags.
Really?
And I'm like, it's like down the other way, sort of thing. Exactly. Back street, and then stood another bar. And I'm like, I'm not going out there.
Yeah. I've been similar because there's been I think there's something going on in Sudan, and there's people there. I'll get off the Met at Piccadilly Gardens where it always happens.
Yeah.
Everything happens at Piccadilly Gardens.
There's always some knob with a megaphone in there. Stood on a chair.
Big row of drummers. I was like, this is alright. It's a nice one. I don't want to get involved in this protest though. Please move on.
Yeah, it's the Ukraine one's big. It's been going on for a while now.
It's always.
But they're peaceful protests and absolutely nothing wrong with it if you want to go and join in with it.
Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah,
not disrupting anyone else, but people know it's happening and people support it. So
there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.